Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday. We hope you had an incredible weekend. I'm hanging out with the one, the only, the incredible, the fantastic, the talented Mr. Jacob Gaffney this morning. We're talking stimulus. We're talking appraiser fines. We are talking enforcement. You guys are not going to want to miss this morning's episode. There's going to be a lot of value. There's going to be a lot of things you want to hear. Join us, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to rise and shred. Jacob Gaffney, good morning. What's up, brother?
I like that opening, man.
You like it? You like it?
That's some good stuff. You look really like you're ninja, ready to go, ready to tackle this week.
Dude, ready to get after it.
You're a natural up on stage. Making us all look okay.
Well, with you and I together, we make things look. I make this look good. I think of that Men in Black, Will Smith, and how he is. He's like, I make this look good. That's what we need for you and I, man. But I'm excited to be having some of the conversations that we're talking about this morning. And one thing that I failed to mention that we're going to be talking about is Work-Cations. We'll get into that here in just a second. I know you just recently returned from one, and it was quite a pleasant experience. So excited to talk more about that. But there's a lot of things to dive into this morning, Jacob. Where do we start? I mean, from stimulus to fines to Work-Cations, so many fun things to talk about. Where do you think we should start this morning?
So the stimulus is passed. People are getting their checks. People are waiting to get their checks. They're looking for rent relief. They're looking for mortgage relief. All of that is on its way. It's coming. The rent package is about 2.5 times larger. So that's good. It will be nice to see America's families not evicted by the landlords. Hopefully the landlords who have been struggling will be able to keep their businesses up and running. They are a vital business to the United States of America, vital to getting people on the property ladder. They are vital. And most of them, as you know, are mom and pops. You had Rick Sharga on the show who said it all out. And I think that, the only question is the mortgage relief big enough to keep this going? They keep extending the forbearance date. Will it be enough? On paper, it's not enough, Josh.
Not enough?
It's not enough. So what's going to happen? Something's going to have to give. Is default servicing going to be the new hot topic in 3 to 6 months? I'm going to say yes, probably, almost definitely. If it's not already now, it's something we should be thinking about right now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I agree. Here's the thing. Most of us in this industry had a phenomenal year. Last year, 2020 was a great year. This stimulus, and I guess I have my opinion on this, Jacob. I don't know how much we want to dive into this, but I 100% agree with you. And what we're talking about here is it enough? I mean, for the average homeowner, for the average, working American, is it really going to make that much of a difference? Is it? I don't know. I guess this is one of those for me that I don't know. Guess only time will tell. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I can think of one way that the American government is good at making money, and that is taking it from our industry. So, if they're short, they can just go through the books and begin to be like, I'll take 50,000 from you. I'll take 50,000 from you. I'll take 50,000 from you. You're much bigger, so I'm going to need 5 million from you. So, when you're a large lender, there's always going to be something there.
Always
look at from a regulatory and compliance overview standpoint.
Sure.
But there's always going to be someone who complains.
Always.
And that's what we need to remember is the customer complaints can be the nexus of huge fines that amount over time, like we saw with JP Morgan.
I say, let's talk about that.
Okay. So JP Morgan did their research. A black homeowner found she was discriminated against. JP Morgan did their own research, said there was no discrimination. Homeowner felt discriminated. The HUD takes the side of the homeowner, which is fine. Everybody they admit no wrong. They figure it out. Everybody's on the same page. But JP Morgan went out of their way to say, like, we don't represent the views of appraisers. They're meant to be independent entities. Dodd-Frank created AMCs just to make that happen. And HUD's like, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Give us 50K. Give us 50K, give it to her. She needs 50K for one appraisal, one complaint, 50K fine goes. But that obviously went to the homeowner.
Right.
That didn't go to the treasury.
Of course. So
The
here,
trade is going to get its money through regulatory and compliant non-compliance. So that's where we're seeing a lot of the CFPB last week made moves saying that individuals that claim transgender rights, that they are able to be discriminated against on the basis of their transgender status.
sure.
They just clarified that that's part of the rule. And what this current administration is doing is going forward is that they're going to be more of a regulatory oversight body than the previous administration. So like you said, Rise and Shred, there's a new sheriff in town. That's the best way to look at it. And they're going out and saying, no, we're going to remind you this is the law, that you can't discriminate, and that's against anybody. And we're showing you there's going to be fines, there's going to be all this, there's going to be that. But they're reminding you, which means that they're going to begin rolling out enforcement. Whether or not we'll go back to when the CFPB was created and it had this environment of we're going to fine you so hard that you bend but don't break. We're just really, really going to hurt you bad, but we're not going to put you out of business. Whether or not they're going to go to that extent, we don't know yet. It's the prediction says yes. And when you're facing a shortfall of funds for the industry, it's hard not to line up the 2 and 2. I'm going by my experience. Obviously, this is a new administration. They're going to do things their way, the way they want to do it. And that's how that's going to go down. I'm just trying to help us get ahead, trying to get into the heads of those who can hurt us if they want to, and to try to keep everybody, on their toes and ready. So when they wake up every morning, they've got the information they need to go forward, to have their best day, live their best lives, and just do the best thing in the world.
Dude, and that's why we are the #1 daily diary for the entire industry. That's what we're trying to bring to all you listeners, all of you fans of the show. That's why we're discussing these things, because these are the things that actually are affecting our industry. These are the things that you need to be aware of. And again, I love how we started with stimulus, because being aware of what's to come with the stimulus, how that's actually going to be affecting our economy, how you guys can actually give back, how you can, contribute and ultimately help our economy grow. And then this. So I want to build just on this I don't want to go too much deeper into this, but honestly, with all the regulatory, with changes, I love that you compared it to a new sheriff in town, because that's kind of what it is. Jacob, is this something where we really should be discussing this more? Is this something that's going to sweep the entire industry? I mean, is everybody going to get hit by this? Or are there only certain companies they kind of have in their crosshairs? They're like, these are the really ones we're going to keep an eye on. What do you think when it comes to this new regulatory?
I think we won't really know, Josh. That's a terrible answer. I'm so sorry. I don't have a good answer to your question, but when you ask the tough questions, that's what you're going to get, buddy.
I love it. I'm all about that. But that's why we're going to continue every single day to bring it. You guys are going to see it as it unfolds.
We just need to see the first enforcement action, what that looks like, what they went after. And I'm not talking about, I'm not saying that under the previous administration there wasn't enforcement actions. They cracked down hard on VA lenders every week for 8 weeks solid. So, that happened, but that showed a trend that was coming. That investigation built out over the course of years as well. So the administration before that would do more single individualized aiming, regulatory action. So the leveraging of authority was completely different under the different directors.
Well, and that's what's going to be interesting, honestly, Jacob. Over the next few months, we're going to start to see these trends. We're going to start to see where this new administration is going to be focusing efforts. And we've seen it in the past. They almost go through trends, like you mentioned. They're like, oh, it's going to be VA, it's going to be this, it's going to be it's going to be discriminatory, it's going to be equal housing, whatever it may be. We see these trends over time, so it will be interesting to see how this new the new regulatory services really start to adjust. So I'm excited, though. You guys need to not excited, but we're excited to bring that to you, make sure that you are all informed. Jake, one of the things I want to talk about, something that you came back from recently, was a work-cation. Now, I am loving this idea. I think this is so cool. What was your experience with your work-cation? How did it go?
Well, as some of the people I had meetings with yesterday, I'd like to go ahead and give a note of gratitude to everyone who tried to sit through a Zoom call with me while I was on my work-cation. You got to check your internet ahead of time, people. You got to check your internet ahead of time. You have to really take an idea of where the property is as well. So I was in the middle of New Orleans in a very residential and very, very busy area. which was great for the family that was doing the cation part of it, but not so great for the work part of it that didn't have the dedicated office space. Now, did I do my work? Kind of, but more importantly, what did I learn?
Sure.
Right. That is something that I didn't expect, is that in a workcation, you're out of your element. You know, you're not
100%.
back in like where you are right now, Josh, you're comfortable. You know, you could get hit, go ahead. IRS, audit Josh. Go ahead. He's comfortable. It's not gonna, whatever. He'll still make his boat payment. Don't worry about it. But the other thing is that the workcation, Josh, if you pluck yourself out and you throw yourself into a hotel room in Las Vegas and you try to work there, it's going to be completely different. And you're going to learn ways to solve things in an environment it's going to rock your world a little bit. And that can be a good thing. That could be a good thing. So for anyone who has, the ability to move, because not all the listeners to the show, some of the listeners to the show work somewhere new every single day.
Yep, 100%.
And I think that's cool. They have nothing but respect. I don't know how they do it because I just moved my office location once and I'm like,
freaking out, man.
The internet's dropping out. So that was pretty interesting. But I learned something that made me think of something completely ridiculous to share on this show.
Yes.
Because, we were talking stimulus. That's some serious stuff. Let's talk about some completely ridiculous ideas I have.
Perfect. Can't wait. Let's go.
Okay. So while I was on a workcation, technically when I'd go out with the family and, eat dinner and stuff and do all that. And, they go here, they go there and do all that. I do what I normally do on holiday, is that I like to spread the love a little bit. I'm using the funds that I've acquired and I'm putting it towards the local economies. And one of the reasons how I like to kind of have a little bit more fun is I like to tip better.
Love that.
So in 2020 and through 2021, let's face it, LOs in the mortgage industry, brokers, they're doing pretty good.
Oh, very good. Very good. Let's just say it.
So you can create your own. Okay, this is so dumb. You can create your own mini stimulus package by becoming a better tipper.
I love it.
Think about it. The mortgage. Now, I am not saying the mortgage industry is a bad tipper. I'm saying the mortgage industry can be better tippers. Because what I learned, and I'm talking not like going from 20 to 25%. I'm talking like 30% all the time, every time.
Oh, man.
Try it. 1 week. Try it. I tell you what, because people, they get that tip and they look at that and they're like, you can see how they're spending it.
Yeah.
Tips don't get saved, Josh.
No.
This is how they spend. They're spending it. It's how people in the service industry who have been hit hard, right?
Ooh, 100%.
Who have gone to work every day not knowing if their restaurant's going to close, right? Give back, pay forward your success to them in a very, very little way that hardly is going to affect your bottom line, but will greatly affect. And it makes their day. I mean, I have to be honest, not that that's a reason you should, do it necessarily. I mean, you should do it because it's the right thing to do, and not because, you don't hold the door open for someone just because you want them to turn around and say thank you. You hold the door open because it's the right thing to do. I'm saying for LOs and brokers who have done really well, this is the right thing to do. And it's a really easy way to start today. Right now, when you go and buy your morning cup of coffee, drop a 50% tip in there. Do something and do. Challenge yourself and judge their reaction and find out how you react. You'll learn, like, hey, that was really something. And then you'll see when you can learn to tip appropriately all the time and just make someone's day. Isn't that worth it, just to make someone's day?
Oh, dude, this is such a brilliant idea. This is another challenge by Jacob Gaffney. Do it this week. Take this week. Take the challenge. Imagine how much you can impact somebody's life with an extra 30%, like a 30% tip. Like instead of, $7, $8, $10, what if you gave them $15, $20? Like imagine, and again, we are in this industry truly blessed for the most part. Most of us, we had an incredible 2020. Most of us are sitting pretty fat and happy. Let's just call it as it is. So imagine that stimulus, instead of, doing something selfish with it, go out and spend a little, go out and impact the lives of others. That's what Jacob is saying. This is such a cool, and again, it's probably only, extra $15, $20, $30 maybe for you. Like, what is that? Like, Jacob, this is such a brilliant idea, man. This is something, that's what a workcation. It gives you ideas, inspires inspiration. Oh man, I love it. I love it.
Now you're going to start tipping?
Yeah, I am. Like, I'm literally like, I'm thinking
I want to hear how it goes. I want to know. I want someone to really blow my mind. And I'll tell you what I did is I tipped like $45 on like a $45 check at one point.
Oh man,
and
that's awesome.
It blew their mind. And I wasn't gonna, brag about that like I am now to you, but because you thought it was such a great idea, the reaction.
Oh yeah.
Receive that, you could just see it really meant something. And it's gonna, and like I said, they're gonna spend it. They're not waiting tables because they have a trust fund. They're waiting tables because they need cash.
Money, yeah.
We have the cash. It's direct stimulus straight into the economy.
Well, dude, this is such a brilliant idea for all those who, and again, I've seen you people out there on social media like, oh, I don't need a stimulus check, or like, what am I supposed to do with it? There you go. Go out and absolutely utilize it. This is, Molly just said, yes, create your own stimmy by supporting local businesses. This is such a fun idea, Jacob. And I really hope all of you listening today, like, go out and take this challenge. And again, be a little braggadocious. I'm going to follow. We're going to talk about this on Friday, on the show on Friday. We're going to, I might even bring Jacob back on because we want to hear your stories. Share your stories. Be a little bit braggadocious. Share like, hey, you know what? I impacted somebody's life. You don't have to brag about it, but just imagine. Again, because we are truly blessed in this industry right now. We're all pretty fortunate. How can you impact? Maybe it's just one person's life. Maybe every day you go out to lunch. Maybe you are. Maybe you're one of those people who gets a morning coffee. Give them an extra 35-40% tip and just see their reaction. Change lives. It's every day at a time. Jacob, what a brilliant concept. # supporting local businesses. I absolutely love it. Anything else you want to touch on today, my friend?
I think we need to end there. We need to end at the high note. I think everyone needs to go out there and start tipping.
Mic drop. # tipping. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, the always inspirational, the absolutely brilliant Mr. Jacob Gaffney, giving you that shred challenge. I love it. Absolutely love it. So Jacob, as always, man, I appreciate you. It's going to be an amazing week. Make sure all of you, ladies and gentlemen, right now, subscribe to the #1 daily diary of this industry. You do not want to miss a single day of Rise and Shred. Click below, subscribe right now. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you. We love you. Now it's time for all of you to go shred. Show up, hustle, repeat every day. See you guys. See you, Jacob. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you again so much for joining us for today's show. If you like the content, make sure you hit that like button below. And if you already haven't subscribed to our channel, click right over here and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to see our latest video, click over here. And again, if you want to see the best of daily content within the mortgage and real estate industries, you have to subscribe now. We look forward to having you shred with us every single day.